I like his olive-colored sleeves. We're seeing, that's coincidental that Peter is playing with seafoam green sleeves in his high tide deck. That's dedication. That's dedication.
Let's see, did Kyle mulligan? I think so.
Probably a hand with 6 win conditions in a swamp. I honestly wish Lightning Greaves got more play.
Yeah?
I think people sometimes really underestimate haste in this format.
I don't know. Seems like, I know what it does.
I know. I'm just pulling up the proper costs. Spelled that wrong.
Here, it's right here.
Reeves. Yeah, equip creature's haste and shroud, and it's 0. So what that means, the equip's at a sorcery speed, but you drop it for 2? Is that Dave to my rescue? I think that's Dave to my rescue.
No, he pulled up Putrid Imp.
Oh, okay.
Because Kyle played Putrid Imp and discarded Bloodghast. So the next lane that comes in play, Bloodghast, is going to get returned.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens here.
I think he had the Jin-Gitaxias in hand.
Yep, there's a land.
Bloodghast goes in. He's going to swing in with the Imp. Let's see if he discards just because. Nope. Peter goes down to 19 with the 1 hit.
Yeah, you don't tap lands to replay Bloodghast. It comes into play.
Oh, you're a mod too?
Yes, sir.
I thought I was the only mod besides Sirku. The problem is, Re-Animator hasn't tossed any targets into its graveyard
Pete's
yet.
playing Turnabout. He's going to untap his lands. He's going to tap them again. Looks like he's going to have 6 in the pool.
Turnabout.
He's got 2 in the pool, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he has 2 in the pool right now.
Because he played a High Tide. Let's see what we got here. He's got 1 in the pool, Brainstorm.
I think the problem, like I said, Kyle ran into, you can't let Peter get up to 3 mana. His 3rd Turnabout.
Time Spiral.
So he's going to shuffle that away. Jin-Gitaxias is going away. Yeah, I don't know if Kyle should have kept a hand with that. I don't know if he should have kept a hand that didn't have a way of getting something from your graveyard, or from your library to your graveyard, and then being able to reanimate it.
I didn't get to see all of Kyle's hand, so I didn't know what exactly was in there.
I think the Jin-Gitaxias may have been the biggest thing, which would completely screw Peter over.
Well, it depends if Pete's going to combo off or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he could just combo off right now.
Yeah, Pete would have to have a card draw to get around the Jin-Gitaxias. And he'd have to be able to play. Peter is actually getting a really fast start. He normally doesn't get this good of a start on what's going on.
He can go off on this turn.
Oh, he can go off, just he's been very quick to do it. He played a lot of his beefy spells.
I think Pete's got
Not
1 in the
Ponder,
pool.
Ponder, Brainstorm.
Let's see if he draws another High Tide. There's a Brainstorm. Looks like it's 0 in the pool now. I could be wrong. There's a High Tide. All right, now all of his islands are tapping for 3. Did you know that works for even opposing?
Yep, all islands.
All islands tap for an additional. Yes, we see your hand. Arch and Scroll. Let's see what Pete's getting.
I still got a putrid imp.
And a bloodghast that can't block. Not that there's any creatures to block.
Right now it looks like 7 in the pool and the
there's a
storm counts at
turnabout.
10. This could potentially knock him up to 16 in the pool if he taps out.
There's a meditate. Pete's going to draw 4.
I'll skip my next turn. I don't care.
He's got another meditate in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like another time spiral. I could be wrong.
No, Cunning
it was
Wish.
a Cunning Wish.
Did he Cunning Wish to grab a turnabout?
It looks like it.
Oh, Peter, he's so crazy.
Brainstorm. Let's see what we got here.
He has the Lotus Petal in hand.
Yeah, Pete's just going to go off this turn.
Kyle's just staring at his hand going, all these look so nice. And there's not a single thing I can do about it. Ooh, his hands are chicken butt. So for those of you just tuning in, welcome to Peter Shuffles for 10 minutes. The Cunning Wish art is so disturbing.
It's an octopus with some armor on him, right?
It's like if they took Ursula from The Little Mermaid and put her on acid. We see another meditate go on. It is a chicken butt.
It is a chicken
I told
butt.
you. I told you. Guess what, chicken butt? Candelabra. Is it candelabra or candelabras?
I think it's a candelabra.
In English it is, but... Candelabra.
Yeah, this session was pretty good.
We have papers in front of us. It is candelabra. If it was chicken butt. And actually, I think it's a little known fact with Candelabra. It's one card where the Oracle text does differ from the card in that you must actually tap it. It's not a free ability. It's not just X untap lands. You actually must tap
Because
it.
it's a mono artifact.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have to tap candelabra.
Queen freeze! Target player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Rinse, repeat.
Because of the storm effect is how he got that.
Yep. The art for that is so weird. It's just a goblin getting his head blasted off by ice.
How many goblin heads does he have? Because of the storm count.
I think he stormed off at 20-something?
No, it was a joke.
Stormed 20. Yep, stormed off at 20.
All right, let's see.
Stormed for 60. It's going to get him there.
I don't know if Kyle has anything to
Put in
say.
2 more Ice Quakes.
2 more ice quakes. That'll stop him dead in his tracks.
I would say the Cabal Therapy, but he'd have to know what to name. That's the only problem we run into with it.
Yeah. It could be.
I mean, the good thing for those of you who aren't familiar with Cunning Wish, it allows Peter to keep things in his sideboard that won't be targeted by things like Cabal Therapy, or won't be targeted by Inquisition of Cause. Like, it can't be discarded in that way. He gets it when he wants it.
I guess Kyle can side in Ravenous Trap for when Pete time spirals.
Makes sense. Put 3 or more cards in their graveyard. Yep.
Yeah, he has
That's
one
way more
Ravenous
than
Trap.
3 more.
He's got a Tormod's Crypt too. I mean, it's going to do some work. I don't know how much, but it's something.
Yeah, it's not a constant card.
Now, Pete,
I don't think Pete's going to actually sideboard in anything. He doesn't want to give him the discard with Fairy Macabre. He may put in the 1 turnabout just so he doesn't have to Cunning Wish into it. That may be a little bad for him. The rebuild, is it in his sideboard? Yeah.
Yes.
The rebuild's good for him simply because he can cycle if he needs to, if he's in a bind. But it allows him to return all the candelabros and just keep pumping. We demand more land.
I wish I knew what this river card is that Pete has in his... Is it Rushing River?
Rushing River?
That's what it is.
Kicker sacrificial land. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If Rushing River was kicked, return another target non-land permanent. He may also be doing that for the candelabras as well. Or if he's worried about somebody having something out.
He's worried about like Ethos from one Canonus for that, but he also has Echoing Truth in there.
One snap. Blue Sun if he doesn't want to kill him with a Brain Freeze, but he leaves those in the sideboard.
Yeah,
he
use
keeps
that
his
for
win
Cunning Wish.
conditions out of the way.
He's going to draw into his Cunning Wish eventually.
Yeah. I don't think he's worried about the Flusterstorm at all playing against Re-Animator. That's not going to be a big deal. Do you think maybe the Intuition? He never really has problems tutoring.
I think Pete's going to keep it the way that he has it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, because he can still get the Intuition.
Yeah, for those of you unfamiliar with Intuition, search your library for any 3 cards, reveal them, opponent picks 1. It's always fine when your opponent picks 3 unrecools and you don't let him have the foil one. Can you petition a judge to get your foil one back? Say, I want my shiny one.
Nope.
Arbitrary, but...
He chose it. That's what the cards do.
Yeah, I really don't see, besides... I mean, the river will help if Kyle actually does get a couple good targets out from Reanimation.
I think Pete's not really too afraid of it. I think the only thing he's afraid of is the Ginger Taxes.
Pete just has to get to turn 3. That's it. That's all he has to do.
He can go off there.
Hell, we've seen him do it on turn 2 before, haven't we?
Pete's the man. He can do it on turn 1.
Yeah, he could. Doubt you.
I am
Pete the
doubting on
Angels?
that. Yes.
No, I wish he'd play in Pete the Angels again. I like High Tide, but...
I wasn't a big fan of that deck.
You weren't a big fan of it because it whooped your Heine.
What?
In Pete the Angels? It
No,
whooped
it's like-
everybody's Heine.
It should have gone off earlier than that. It didn't.
Steam. Yeah, he ended at 20, which is a very respectable.
Pete could play a
Storm's
pre-con deck in Legacy and beat me with it.
You can play a pre-con standard deck.
Yeah.
Odric, the Taskmaster.
Oh, I've seen him do some dirty things with that. Oh, was it against you? It sure
Was it?
Yeah. It was.
Oh. I blocked that night on memory, but thanks. Thanks. We have to always go back to the fact that Brittany got a terrible M13.
No, I
Jack
think
pool.
I think you're actually wrong on that. I thought you got one good pack on that pool, but you gave that pack to Droopy that had a Johnny in it. I remember that night.
You be nice to people, and this is what you get. Nick Fiola.
I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be here all night.
I don't think there's any ladies.
All right.
I don't think
We got
there's
turn
any
1 Swamp, with a Lotus Petal, and a Crypt.
Woo! We got mana.
Let's see what this Crypt does.
Mana Barbs. God, I want to see someone play a Mana Barbs deck. Just run a bunch of 0 spells.
Oh, is it Cabal Therapy? Yes, he is. I wonder what he's naming.
If I was him, I'd name High Tide. He's probably going to name High Tide. Did he name Brain Freeze? He doesn't
Really?
keep it. You saw him Cunning Wish for it. No. My High Tide would have been wrong too, but that's fine. We got a Merchant, 2 Force, Ponder, and Time Spiral.
And Pete, being the gentleman that he is, he's going to leave his hand out for his opponent so he doesn't have to write it down.
Yeah. Coming in from Dave, name High Tide, missed.
Yeah, High Tide was the right call on that.
It can really slow his progress. And then he just gets it back anyway when he Time Spirals. Ooh, are we seeing him shuffle away a ponder? Oh. That's gotta be one of the worst feelings in the world.
It's not bad shuffling ponder when you have nothing there.
Yeah.
It's better to shuffle away your ponder and hopefully get something than knowing they're not going to get anything. See, we're going to see a swamp. Yep, 2 swamps. Is this Bloodghast? Sure is. Foil Bloodghast.
Ooh, look at that shiny Bloodghast. Still doesn't have any reanimation targets. Not good to be Reanimator and not have a graveyard full of fun things.
He does have a reanimate in hand.
But nothing to reanimate. Let's take a look here. We see. Oh, by the way, you're coming over to my house tomorrow.
No, I'm not.
For the casting?
I'm not.
Why not?
I'm going kayaking tomorrow.
Oh, enjoy your sunburn.
I will. I'm gonna enjoy my drunken sunburn tomorrow. Bloodghast is getting in there for 2.
Woo! What is that card? Is it a Shrieking Mog? When it comes in, you tap down everything it has hits. When you absolutely, positively have to do 1 damage. Alright, we see the Flooded Strand on the field from Peter. That's the thing about Peter. He always gets so much in hand. Playing the Merchant Scroll. Looks like Kyle's a little uncertain about what the scroll does.
I don't know if I would do this unless Pete's planning on going off right now.
We may see it from the other 3 in hand. What did he grab?
High Tide.
Were you there for his quote of the century?
What's that?
If you're playing High Tide, you have to play the one with the effing fishies on it.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, Pete knows he can flash back that Cabal Therapy and get rid of that. Well, he has forces in hand, so.
Yeah. It's not going to matter. I mean, it might be more worth it to him simply because if he can play a land next turn, you know the gas is going to come back, he can go Ball Therapy again. So maybe making him waste 2 cards instead of 1 may be the better play here.
Sure, maybe.
Even though we don't see that.
I guess Pete just plans on going off on this turn.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Putrid Imp. And Kyle doesn't have another land to bring Bloodghast.
I'm going to reanimate the Bloodghast. God, he's in such a situation. He has
Pete's planning on going off this turn. 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has 8 things he can play to just start rolling face, and he has not seen a single one. Stinks.
Pete passed turn?
Huh?
I guess he's looking for one more land, maybe.
Yeah, maybe he's looking for one more High Tide.
He has a turnabout in hand.
What are we seeing?
Ooh.
Was that a old Dark Ritual?
There's a Dark Ritual.
That's an old art for Dark Ritual. Is she resolving?
She resolves.
Ooh.
Looks like Pete's going to discard a card.
Clear, discard the card. I'm going to make him sack a creature.
Pete's not scared.
That island's a creature, right? We see the Meditate go.
Yeah, I don't even know. What card is that Pete's looking at?
I am not sure. Let me see.
I'm sure Dave can pull it up for us in a minute.
Our friendly neighborhood producer.
Oh, Victimize.
Turn 2 target creatures in your graveyard, sacrifice a creature. If you do, put those 2 creatures into play tapped. Holy crap. Not bad, Kyle Cayley. Not bad.
Looks like in the turn Pete fetches.
I'm wondering what Pete thinks he's missing. He's probably missing a mana engine, honestly.
There's a Kind Wish.
What you grabbing, boy? What you grabbing? There's one Candelabra.
It's a High Tide. Oh.
Told you, he was waiting for that one.
I think he was waiting for a 4th land, but
You don't
There's
need a
high
fourth
tide.
land when you have 2 high tides. But we did see that the one candelabra did make it sideboard, which is a little odd.
No, he doesn't need him to go off.
Certainly helps.
It does help, but I want to know what he sided
That was
in.
a 2.
His turnabout.
So he's going to untap.
And I missed it. I don't know if it was a cunning
You
wish.
see 3, 6, 9 more.
Or it
onto
might
the
have been
pool.
a,
He's going to crypt.
yep. It might have been a turnabout. There it is.
Yeah.
Or time spiral, I'm sorry.
He exiled right before the
That's
spiral
good.
was allowed to go
That's
off.
what you're
Yeah.
supposed to do, but now Pete doesn't have to worry about, the one fetch.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't have to worry about drawing that. But he does have to worry about not getting those 2 high tides.
If anyone's going to be able to recycle 2 high tide, that's going to be Pete. I have 2 in my deck. I'm going to draw them both in my opening hand, and I'm going to time spiral again and get them both in my opening hand again.
He still has 2 of them in his deck, though.
Yep. That's why I'm saying he'll cycle the 2 of them. Kyle's had enough. He's like, listen, I'm tired of you shuffling. I want to get on with this game.
But I think Pete got rid of 2 cunning wishes as well, though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna hurt getting your blue sun zeniths
Yeah.
or your
Because he only runs
Brain
3,
freeze.
doesn't he? Yeah, he's only running 3. I mean, the best thing that happened to Kyle right now is he's not stuck with that crappy hand anymore.
and he got a wish.
In hand, possibly the only one left.
And there's a candle.
Peter, ladies and gentlemen. Peter.
Let's see if he can still go off.
I don't see why not.
He has too many lands in hand right now.
Tap, bring it back,
There's a wish.
double your money and make a stack. What you gonna grab, bitch? What you getting, Pete? Probably the brain freeze again.
He can get a blue sun and blue sun himself.
Where are you, Pete? Is he getting 1 healings from, like, outside the game? Because,
No, outside the game is just your sideboard.
in competitive events like this one, but
Correct.
in tabletop Magic, you open up
Anything
your
goes.
binder.
You get a
and
friend.
you put it in.
You get a card out of a friend's binder.
No, it's a card you own outside the game.
Oh,
There are rules.
Let me borrow this,
This
son.
isn't Nom. What you got in Petey Weedy?
he's thinking. He could fizzle out. He's getting him meditate.
I didn't realize he needed the card draw that bad.
Yeah, he's got too many lands in hand. He's got a lot of dead cards. He's got 2 lands, a force of will. Cunning Wish gets exiled.
Yeah. So he may be down to none.
I think he has none. Oh, you drew a blue sun. That is crazy.
If anybody can do it, it's Peter.
Blue sun.
I'm going to draw my only Cunning Wish. I'm going to draw the only blue sun. I'm going to make this work.
Shuffles blue sun back in.
Did he target himself?
Yes, he did.
I don't know how to take my gauze off. Ow. No, no. You're just going to... Thank you.
Here.
Ow, ow, ow.
Can't slide it down?
No. Alright, he has a Sheldred in hand, it looks like, for Kyle. She was my favorite creator. I mean, I love Jin.
Yeah? I love Elish Norn. That's my favorite Praetor.
No, Sheldred was my favorite. She was
There's a
just
high
so...
tide.
And why? He dumped
He's
his hand
discarding from
with,
Future Dam.
yeah. Putrid and Caw.
Very macabre.
Ah.
2 of them.
You have 2 more
You,
cards
sir.
in hand?
You
Sorry.
are gross.
It's, you may discard this to force your opponent to discard a card. And conveniently, Kyle only had 2 left in hand. And conveniently, Peter had 2 fairies in hand. Well, not to discard, but remove
Oh, and there's
from
a
game.
turnabout.
Yeah, to discard the fairy macabre.
Pete's getting closer. He can, as much as I was doubting, he has a lot of cards in hand to get where he needs to go. There's a merchant scroll. What's he getting? Is he getting his blue sun again? No, he passed it. I think he's looking for another. Oh. There's a meditate. Cast meditate, drawing 4 cards. I think he gives his opponent like 3 turns right now if he would have a pass turn, which isn't going to happen.
No. No, Peter's going to get there like he
The
normally does.
brainstorm's going to put 2 lands back on top. And there's a high tide. So it looks like all of his islands are tapping for 5.
He needs to get...
He's going to preordain here, or a ponder, I'm sorry. It's
I'm
probably going to be a
saying-
shuffle. Or no, he's got a turnabout on top.
He was perfectly fine with that. Ponder, now,
Now
yeah.
it's a shuffle. 3 lands. Pete doesn't have too many
When you're
cards
looking
left.
at a Misty and 2 islands,
I think what he's going to try to do here now is to try to blue sun his opponent to draw all of his cards out of his deck now, since
That's what he has to do.
has
He's
no
running
more
pretty
cunning
thin.
wishes. Yeah. Turnabout.
Peter's running thin like High Tide was on Jenny Craig or something.
Yeah. Tapping for 20. Time spiral.
Those cards he had, yeah, I don't like them. And let's play Guess What Peter's going to draw. Candelabra.
Pete had a full grip there. He could. I don't know if he had any. I'm sure if he had any more preordains or ponders, he would have kept going. So.
Yeah. He's going to get a Preordain, a Candelabra, and a Blue Sun. Those are Brittany's 3 predictions. What are your predictions?
I've heard of him getting all land before, so hopefully that's not going to happen.
You never know how sensitive you are until the blood donor guy jabs a giant needle into your arm.
Yeah, I've done it once, and I won't do it again, as much as I hate saying it.
I'm not a terrible person, but I'm never donating blood.
Yeah, they got stuff all stacked up in warehouses anyway. Shouldn't be worried about it.
I get to go see The Dark Knight Rises for free.
That's
Holla.
cool.
It only cost me my health and 1/9 of all my blood. Holla.
Oh, 2
Poor
time
Lilith.
spirals, meditate.
Oh, is that an ice
preordain.
quake? No. Hold on, we
I think
see
it is an ice quake.
we see the preordain. Oh, merchant scrolls.
Meditate.
But with the merchant
He had
scroll,
2
he can
merchant
just get what he
scrolls, yeah.
needs.
Oh, and a high
High
tide.
tide.
All my islands
Oh.
are tapping for 6 now.
No, 7, aren't they?
No, 6.
He keeps his at the count of what they tap at, not
Yeah.
how many high tides he's played. Kyle. 3 mana floating after the time spiral.
And that's what he's going to do. He's going to
Busan.
blue sun to death. Let's see if he taps all of his land. Does
He
have a
might not be
turnabout
able to
in
do
hand?
the sun yet.
No, he's getting a turnabout right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, high tide. Sure, why not? He's got another time spiral, or another merchant scroll in hand.
Well, that 28's really going to help.
Is he trying to blue sun himself?
You know what, by this point, maybe. Did he leave one? It's like, okay, I'm going to draw all these. Well, remember, he needs to leave 4 mana available to try. Okay, there's Turnabout. I was going to say he needs to leave enough mana where if he, say, blue suns himself for almost everything and then throws down a Candelabra, he'd still need to pay to untap
Sure.
4 lands. I think that's one thing that people make a big mistake on. They get so giddy about their combo going off that they forget tiny pieces that are of the utmost importance when it comes to the final grind.
There's the blue sun. He throws the one card on top of the other. Make sure you shuffle that really well, Pete.
I'm going to roll a dice.
Oh, he's got 4 cards or 3 cards. Do you want to cut my 3 cards? Oh, there's a candle.
Yeah. Just needs to leave enough open.
Right now is when Kyle should just say, I know you have it.
Yeah, I mean, really, you know it's in there.
I know you have 40 cards in hand.
You can do, he just needs 1 Ponder. That's it. He just needs 1 Preordain. He just needs 1 Brainstorm.
Is he playing another candle? I don't think so. I didn't see another candle. Turnabout. Untapping his candles, so he can then untap his lands.
Right now he has 44 in the pool, I believe. 72, ladies and gentlemen. All of it. Yeah, he's just going to brainstorm. If I was Kyle, I wouldn't give him the satisfaction.
GG, friend. GG. Kyle bangs his head on the floor.
I thought I was just going to give him this swap. We're playing for ante, apparently. So do you want to talk to Kyle or you want to talk to Peter?
Let's talk to Pete. Let's talk to the winner.
Which means you can talk to Kyle. So let me go get him.